Inheritance by Pete Fortenbaugh. Ain't no way you can bury him under that house. Ain't no way. Your pap was crazier than hellfire towards the end. Everybody knowed that. Well, I promised it to him, the boy said. The boy's great uncle stood there scratching his old black lab's ear and shaking his head in the early morning sun. But he was crazier than hellfire, Roger said. Go on and ask any soul on the island. Nobody'd put no stock in nothing he said no more. Don't make no difference if he were crazy or not. I promised it to him, and that's all there is to it. You don't owe him a thing. He's got him a plot in Cambridge that Darlene and I paid for. They'll dig her with an excavator, and that's it. Funeral home will organize it and dress him and everything. The boy stood there staring across the island and the bay beyond, his jaw set as straight as the horizon. You know as well as me, he told every soul that'd listen not to let them bury him off of this island, and to put him in the ground right under that house if there weren't no other place that'd have him. But you don't know a dead man nothing. He's got him a place all set aside in Cambridge. Ain't like it makes a bit of difference to him now. Look, Uncle Roger, I ain't got time for this. If you don't want to lend me that hand spade, I'll find one somewheres else. All right, I'll get her for you. But you know it don't make no difference. Roger limped off around the corner of his house, around back to the outhouse where he kept his gardening tools. His dog followed at his heels, and he mumbled to it as he went. Can't talk common sense to them that ain't got none. Never heard nothing so crazy in all my life. The boy stayed in the front yard with his foot on the front step of his great uncle's big house on West Water Street. He fingered a cigarette and a lighter out of his coat pocket and lit it and looked up at the sky. It was November, and the heavens were as clear and dry as a pane of glass. The sun had been up an hour. It was hollow white, more cold than hot. He shivered and thought how miserable, muddy, and wet it was going to be underneath of that house. His pap's brother came stumping back around the corner of his house, holding a hand spade and a nice, new, full-length shovel. Don't need the shovel, pap's got one. Take it anyhow, I know what his tools is worth. The boy took the shovel grudgingly, hating to admit what he knew to be true. I'll bring her by when I'm done, he said, and started off towards the little house on Sun Street. Me and Darlene will be by within the hour to get him cleaned up and dressed, Roger called after him. The boy kept walking.